Nichole Berlie. It is Monday, July 19th. This is Rush Hour. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are following several developing stories around your nation now. Lots of pandemic headlines unfolding tonight. We start in California, spiking cases of the Delta variant as indoor mask mandates return. Meantime, the CDC on defense in Georgia after a former Surgeon General said rolling back those mask mandates was a premature move. And as parts of the country are pushed to their tipping point, COVID resurgence sending shockwaves through Wall Street. The S&P 500 tumbled 1.6%. The Dow fell more than 700 points. That is a more than 2% drop. Of course, we'll have more on the slumping stocks and the rest of the pandemic headlines in just a moment. But we start in Florida with NewsNation correspondent Brian Enton. And Brian, we really know Florida. Well, three big stories we are watching right now. Could lockdowns be back as those COVID cases spike? The CDC pushing back after criticism from a former Surgeon General, plus some new mask guidance in Kentucky. Experts urging a return to masks indoors, but stopping short of requiring them. But in California, masks are mandatory indoors in LA County, and that's where Nancy Liu is. Well, let's breaking news now from the West Coast. Utility company PG&E admitting their equipment may have started another California wildfire. This is a big deal because back in 2018, the company linked to a fire that killed 85 people in Paradise, California. Albert Ramon live in the Weather Center tonight. So, Albert, right now more than a dozen major fires burning on the West Coast.
Yeah, including that bootleg fire now at over 340,000 acres. This is a look at all the smoke and fires happening across the United States. And in gray, that's the smoke. Jet stream winds 20 to 30,000 feet, taking the smoke in portions of Canada as well as the Pacific Northwest, into places like the Midwest and even the Northeast. And here's a close-in view of the Northwest. And most of this is cloud cover. But if you look real closely, some of this gray, that smoke associated with the bootleg fire, and even down here towards the south, that is a look at the Dixie fire north of Sacramento. So let me show you what's going on. We have a red flag warning that remains in effect. That's high fire danger in much of not just the northern Rockies, but Pacific Northwest, including where those active fires.
Just days away from opening ceremonies in Japan, but more positive COVID cases popping up in the athlete village. And some fresh perspective after a shooting outside an MLB ballpark. Taking a live look in Japan as we are now just 4 days from the Olympic Games, and it is COVID, not the athletes, grabbing headlines. NewsNation's ADRIENNE Bankert joining us now. So, Adrienne, doesn't seem like good news here. The numbers just continues growing.
Yeah, and this is crazy. The games are just a few days away, as you were talking about. It's already beginning to be a games like no other as we receive these daily updates on who is out and who is in, not based on the medal counts or the scores. Well, Chicago working toward a change in police oversight. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. But meantime, criminals across the country appear to be more bold. They're putting innocent people in danger. Just over the weekend, people in two cars shot at each other near the Washington Nationals ballpark. And this happened in the middle of a game. Let's bring in NewsNation's Felicia Bolton. She's been following the story. So, Felicia, D.C. police any closer to a motive on this?
Yeah, that's the big question today. So far, there has not been a motive announced by police or anyone connected to this. But I'm going to start with showing you some of the video just so you can see the chaos that took place. Officials, though, made it very clear at no time were any of the fans inside of this stadium. And
well, we continue tonight live from our NewsNation headquarters here in Chicago. Here are some other top stories we are watching right now. The Dow fell 725 points. It is the worst. And you can check headlines anytime at newsnationnow.com. Have a great night.